Today we're going to be looking at the it girl of the 1970s. So without further ado, let's jump straight into Miss Bianca Jagger. Bianca was born Blanca Perez Mora Macias in Managua, Nicaragua on 2nd of May 1945. And she changed her name to Bianca at the age of 16. When she was young, she received a scholarship to study political science at the Paris Institute of Political Studies. In 1970, she met her husband-to-be, rock legend Mick Jagger, at a Rolling Stones concert after party. And I guess the two hit it off and they were married in 1971, hence changing her last name to Jagger. And they had a daughter called Jade the same year. So they remained a kind of very famous rock and roll couple up until 1978 when Bianca filed for divorce because there were rumours that Mick Jagger had had an affair with model Jerry Hall, who I think later went on to become his wife. So Bianca was said to be a real jet setter and she loved the party scene in the 1970s. She was said to be friends with Andy Warhol, much like Edie in the last video. I don't know what it was about Andy Warhol, he just seemed to latch on to it girls. And she also appeared in films and TV series and did a bit of modelling in the late 60s and throughout the 70s. She was involved and is still involved in worldwide humanitarian causes and social activism, especially campaigning for women's rights in her native Latin America, Serbia, Bosnia and Afghanistan. And throughout her charitable work, she's received a lot of honorary recognition. She's just overall an incredible woman. She's literally done it all. So let's get into the exciting stuff and talk about Bianca Jagger's style. During the 1970s, she seemed to be completely up to date and on trend all the time with every new fad and phase that came in. But the clothes she chose to wear and the fabrics and the colours and the style, she seemed to have a very good eye for what looked good on her and what didn't. Pretty much everything she wore looked incredibly flattering on her. So I'm going to go through my top 3 style factors that I think really defined Bianca Jagger. So number 1, we have slinky, floaty fabrics. The disco scene was massive and women wanted to go on a night out and be able to move under their clothes, not get all hot and sweaty while they were busting some serious moves on the dance floor. So a lot of lighter kind of silky, slinky, low back dresses and particularly jumpsuits were very popular. The halter neck cut was especially popular in the 1970s, and we know our girl Bianca was an avid party goer, so she can be seen in many images sporting some very chic, slinky numbers. I would recommend investing in one of these slinky, sexy jumpsuits with a halter neck or a nice asymmetrical cut. Because as we can see with Bianca, they look incredibly chic and flattering, nice and light and breezy. You're not all bunched up in a tight bodycon dress where all your wobbly bits are popping out here and there, feeling kind of uncomfortable and on show. Number 2, a broad-shouldered white suit. This is probably Bianca's most iconic wardrobe staple. She can be seen in countless photos during the 1970s and onwards wearing a white blazer or white suit. One of her most famous outfits was her 1971 wedding attire and she just looks incredible. But Bianca tended to wear very square shoulder blazers and it kind of perfectly balanced her sort of striking cheekbones and more sort of masculine jawline and created a really powerful androgynous look. She definitely knew, I think, how to play on that androgynous edge that she could achieve with her beautiful, sort of striking, strong features. And a white suit, I feel, is so versatile because, again, like the jumpsuit, you can dress it up or you can dress it down. You could go a bit more formal with a shirt underneath, even a tie. I would say, heck, wear like a tie and some brogues. You know, really, you can really emphasize the masculine vibes here. Or you can make it sort of more slinky, sexy by wearing just a bra underneath, having the sort of low cut cleavage area and adding a red lip. And number 3, headwear. Bianca Jagger is like the queen of hats. She could pull off hats so well. Especially throughout the 1970s, hats were very popular. I mentioned earlier on her wedding day that she had the big sort of floppy sun hat. I'm not really sure quite what they call it. But that style of hat was massive in the 1970s. She could also be seen wearing an array of sort of metallic, glitzy, disco-y style like turbans, especially in 1970s nightlife. One of my favourite Bianca Jagger looks, she's with Mick Jagger at some sort of, I don't know if it's a party or an awards ceremony or something, but she's wearing a sort of high halter neck, the sequin red dress, and she's got a matching beret. Whilst most people might think matching your hat material to your dress is a little bit sort of like The Sound of Music when they wore the curtains, I think Bianca is proof that it can look like so good. And Alexa Chung did the same thing at the 2019 Met Gala, and again, just proof that it can actually look really good. If you don't want to go all out, you could just try matching the colour of your hat to like your shoes or to your jumper or something like that. Just, you know, add a bit of sort of pairing within the outfit, whether it be material, colour or style. Don't be afraid, be a lot more experimental with incorporating hats into your outfit, and I think you'll actually be surprised how much they can make an outfit and bring an outfit together. As I mentioned in my last video, if you would like a place to explore images of Bianca's iconic 1970s style, that's all sort of in one place, head over to my Pinterest, which I've linked below, and you can look at my Bianca Jagger mood board. I think Bianca Jagger is truly the definition of an it girl. I mean, she was married to one of the biggest rock stars of all time, she was beautiful, she had beautiful clothes and a great sense of style, and went to all these glamorous parties and knew all these people in high up places. However, she managed to kind of remain very grounded and humble and true to her beliefs. I think a message we can take away from Bianca is to remain true to your passions and your callings, and not to get swept up in materialistic, surface level things that don't really mean anything, which is very hard to do in society today. I hope you found today helpful, and I will see you all in the next video.